The Special One returns, evaluating Jose Mourinho's potential fit in today's Premier League. In this video, we will talk about the clubs that are well suited for Jose Mourinho and why he could potentially find his way back at the Premier League, which we all know as fans love to see. Now, as we know, Jose Mourinho, the self-proclaimed Special One, his name is synonymously and controversial with silverware. His managerial career has been a roller coaster of highs and lows. He's a very tactical, masterclass manager with a ton of celebrations and trophies in his cabinet. But with his recent departure from Roma, speculation swirl about his potential return to the Premier League, the stage where he first earned his legendary status. So how would Mourinho fare in today's English top flight, and what clubs could be the best fit for his fiery brand of football? We first must look at his legacy in the Premier League. Now, undisputed, his success has been one of the best in the last decade or two. His first two stints at Chelsea yielded 3 Premier League titles, 2 League Cups, and an FA Cup. At Manchester United, he had an FA Community Shield and Europa League trophy as well. And his defense is one of the best. He still holds the record at Chelsea with only letting 15 goals in, and also had 9 years of having not being defeated at home. Those two things are the reason why Jose Mourinho was so amazing as a manager. Now, granted, we could say he was parking the bus, but you know what? A win is a win, and if you're winning trophies by the end of the season, you will take it as a fan with your club. On top of that, Mourinho gets his players to play with him and again almost run through a brick wall for him. Now, granted, he can throw players under the bus if he's trying to motivate them, but we've seen time and time again players coming out saying Jose Mourinho is the manager that they would play for time and time again. And this is one of those things that a lot of these clubs could utilize a manager such as himself. Now, the big talking point, though, that we have to look at, though, is the tactical evolution that we've seen in the Premier League. Now, more possession-based attacking style, which we've seen with Pochettino, with Pep, and with Liverpool with Jurgen Klopp. These tactics are again a common thing we see more and more, where that could be difficult for Mourinho's tactics, but with his parking the bus and hitting teams on a counter, this could still be a very vital approach to winning matches in the Premier League. Now, that all being said, what teams would possibly be the best for him? There are a handful, and we are going to look at those now. Now, the first one, which shouldn't be a surprise, is Newcastle. Now, this club itself have been doing fairly decent under Eddie Howe, but with the recent injuries and the recent form, this is a team that could see them sack their manager, even though, again, Eddie Howe doesn't deserve a sacking, bringing in Jose Mourinho because of the presence that he's able to bring and the trophies he's able to bring. Because if Newcastle continue to struggle to win anything in the next couple seasons, this could be a turning point for them if they bring in Jose Mourinho at this current stage to possibly win something in the next season or two. Not saying Eddie Howe cannot do that, but like I said, he's a serial winner when it comes to winning trophies, and therefore, again, Newcastle may be looking and attracted to bring in Jose Mourinho as their next manager. The second team, which should be no surprise, is his third stint at Chelsea. They do say a third time is a charm, and this again is one of those things that's going to be back and forth between fans at Chelsea, because right now they're currently in the rebuilding form with a lot of these younger players, with Pochettino at the realm as their manager. But again, it is difficult as a fan not to think about how beneficial and how much fun it would be to have Jose Mourinho as the manager once again. And we've already talked about his track record at this club, winning 3 Premier League titles. We could see him do that once again, most likely not this year or next year, but it could be in the near future with him coming back to the club and possibly also winning a trophy at Chelsea, even in this season with the League Cup. And the last team, which really too could be a dark horse for him, is West Ham. Now, currently, West Ham have been finding themselves high and low throughout the season as well. They were top of the table a couple weeks back, but they've been drifting lower and lower into the table. Now, David Moyes, though, did give them their first trophy in quite some time with the UEFA Conference League Cup win last year, and this is probably giving him a big buffer. But same thing with Newcastle. If there's a manager such as Jose Mourinho and you're on the fence with your manager, you most likely are going to sack him and try to bring Jose Mourinho in, and this again would be a perfect team for Jose, especially with his defensive mindset. We've seen this time and time with West Ham. He could definitely use their counterattacking skills and the pacey players that they have at West Ham to really hit teams on the counter. That all being said, though, it still will be up in the air if Jose Mourinho will find himself coming back to the Premier League. After his stint at Roma, he may take some time to, again, figure out where he wants to go, wait for the perfect opportunity, and there is even talks about him going into the international football management, which we could see him go to Portugal, we could see him go to the United States of America, or even England after the Euros. All these are pure options that are really could benefit for not only Jose Mourinho but the countries for themselves, because we've seen him do it at the club level. We would all love to see him do it at the international level with national teams. I think he'd be a very good manager when it comes to that, but only time will tell. So I want to know, where do you see the special one going next for his next managerial career? Do you see him going to a club? Do you see him going to maybe Saudi Arabia? Or do you see him going to a national team? I want to know what you guys think, but as of right now, I do wish that Jose Mourinho comes back to Chelsea. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that, and I will see you in our next video.